call in a favor. Yarrick.
That's a name I could live without.
Oh, we're square. Yeah. Look, I gotta go. Teaching a boxing class to some old white women. I'm sorry about you. You know, we're all gonna die, Hank. Even you. Oh, yeah?
No, not me. Never me.
See you, Max. See you.
Welcome back. Today we are celebrating dads and men that are like father figures. That was, of course, the great actor Ernie Hudson, starring with Succession's Brian Cox in the upcoming new movie. It's called Prisoner's Daughter. Ernie plays Hank, a boxing coach who helps his friend Max and his family after Max is released from prison. Ernie Hudson is, of course, one of those actors that seems to be in everything. Quantum Leap, Grace and Frankie, and, of course, Ghostbusters. That incredible, iconic movie franchise. And even though he's been acting for more than 40 years, Ernie says he didn't always know he wanted to act, but he did always know he wanted to be a dad, a title he carries proudly. Tam fam, please welcome NAACP Image Award nominee, actor, and father, the great Ernie Hudson! Come on out! Thank you. Come on over this way. Thank you, Ernie. How are you? Oh, wow.
How are you? Such an honor.
Oh, my, is this an honor to have you here? Oh, my God. I can end this show tomorrow now. Are you kidding? First of all, this film, so powerful.
Yeah, it's a wonderful film. Brian Cox, Paige Beckinsale. It's a wonderful, I think, tribute to dads.
Yeah.
You know, a film about a father who's made a lot of mistakes and realizing before he dies that he has to connect with his daughter. It's the most important thing, but he's done so much that he's pushed her out and trying to make up and trying to come back. So it was just a wonderful project. So proud to be a part of.
When you're doing a film like that, I know you have 4 sons, Ernie Jr., Rockman, who's 57, 54.
Yeah.
And then you have Andrew, who's 35, Ross, who's 34.
Right.
That's a big age gap.
It's a big, yeah.
But
yeah.
there's one constant, their dad. And that quote that I read from you, you said, people asked, did I always know I wanted to be an actor? The one thing I always knew, I wanted to be a dad because I wanted to do what nobody had done for me.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I never knew my father. My mom died when I was 3 months old. And unfortunately, there's so many young men young people in our community who don't have dads. Thankfully, I had uncles who were, you know, just strong men and who were, you know, there, and, you know, religious leaders who were there.
They rallied around you.
Yeah, but having a dad who I could learn from and emulate and look for that kind of acknowledgement was missing. But I had a wonderful grandmother who just loved me.
There's a picture. Look at you.
She just, yeah.
You embody this show's spirit, because I always tell people, everybody's got a story, let's talk about it. It's easy to go to the end and say, he's a great actor, award-winning actor, but the pages that it took to become you. And one of the biggest chapters, I didn't know, at one point in your life, your 2 older sons, you were a single parent.
Yeah. That I got married very young, right out of high school, and in fact, my wife had to get her mother's permission to marry her, and we had no idea what was going to, you know, happen. And when my sons came, the marriage ended, and I had to take responsibility for the boys, which I didn't know that happened. I'm like, well, what do you mean? I got to take the kids. So, but it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I say to a lot of men, I know you don't know how it's going to work out, but if you are there for them, life will unfold in amazing ways. And it is, you know, I credit my sons because they've taught me as much as I've ever taught them.
Yeah.
And they filled in that space when I didn't have a dad to learn from. My kids were there, and yeah, I still turn to them for.
Look at these guys.
You know, yeah.
Do you still have that sensation, like, these are still my babies?
Yeah. You know, I'm not sure how they see it, but my oldest son, who soon be 58, and I remember when he was born at the hospital, and when I see him, that day comes up, I see him as a little baby that bounced on my knee. So yeah, it all, that's who they
all
are.
floods back.
And they fall into it, they'll be, like really adult and mature. And then after a couple hours, like, Dad, can we get some ice cream?
Before you go, what's the best advice you've gotten about fatherhood?
I think we just do it because it needs to be done, but do it for yourself because there's no guarantees. We hear about the guys who did all the awful things and now they have a problem trying to get back. But my heart goes out to the men who did what they thought was to do. I sang to you, I told you good night stories. I told you I loved you. I was there for the baseball games and now you don't want to talk to me?
Yeah.
And so you got to know that the gift, the joy is in being there to help a human being who's not you
Right.
to live his best life. And being a good dad is living your best life.
Love that. Love that. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Ernie.
for
I adore you.
having me.
Congratulations on the film. Be sure to catch The Prisoner's Daughter in theaters. Mark your calendar, June 30th. Thank you to the great Ernie Hudson.